Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. I figured since I get so many comments about it, it's finally time to do a tutorial on this little combo that I always do in these videos. And I always do them because, you know, I can't really focus too much on flipping when I record Blade Bias. I've made many comments about it before, but I'd rather focus on making coherent sense with my sentences and not dropping my knife. Then worry about flipping some crazy thing. So this is just something that I always end up doing. You can do a lot of stuff out of it. I like to do maybe the choker fan out of it, or we throw maybe a scissor out of it. It's a very versatile trick and combo. And I get a lot of people asking, how do you do that? Are you ever going to make a tutorial on that? And while I don't really like doing tutorials, I figured I'll give you a little high-level overview of what the combo really is, so maybe you can replicate it for yourself if you want. Now, the most important things to know if you want to know this is behind the 8-ball and the helix, because and the whip rollover, I guess, but that's basically what we're going to be doing in its entirety. So you're going to start, hand on the safe handle, throw it out like you are going to start a behind the 8-ball. You know, you go around your index finger, but we're not going to do that. Once we go around the index finger, we're going to grab the safe handle again in this position, whip the balisong around, and throw it around our thumb. So it's basically I like to call it a faux behind the 8-ball, because you're not actually starting the behind the 8-ball. You're going into more of a thumb rollover. Now, normally when you go into a thumb rollover and something like this, a lot of people's first instinct would be to stop it, but you're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead is basically the same thing, where we're going to put our index finger on the inside, but instead of doing it on the spine of the blade, we're going to do it on the inside of the handles, essentially, basically the beginning of the helix. So to recap, beginning of the behind the 8-ball, grab the safe handle, whip it around, throw it around your thumb, bring your index finger back in, go around your thumb like that, bring it up, and now you're going to do a proper whip rollover. So to do a whip rollover, obviously you just, oh, I went too far. So we're going to go around our index finger like that. We're going to grab it like this. We're going to bring the safe handle up, and we're going to use its momentum to swing the bite handle around to this point in our hand. Now we are going to bring the safe handle up and try and avoid our fingers, because this is the bite side of the blade. Avoid our fingers and go into a thumb rollover, just like that. Again, not a full tutorial. If you don't know how to do a whip rollover, you're going to have to learn that first. But that's the combo. You go faux behind the 8-ball, thumb rollover, beginning of the helix, to a whip rollover, and you end it right there. Now, usually, whenever I'm flipping, in fact, let me get something that flips a little better to me than the Arctic does. Whenever I'm flipping, I will usually follow this up with something like a scissor, or you can, I don't know, you could do like maybe a fan out of it and go down to the choker fan. I can't do that because my bed is too tall, but you know, you get the idea. There's a lot of things that you can do, and it's easy enough that it's a fairly brain dead move to do, which again is why I do it so much on the channel. But not only that, it's also useful in a ton of different ways. Once you learn the basics of this combo, you can use it in a lot of different things. Like you may have noticed before, I did the sort of helix to whip rollover at the end of the behind the 8-ball. You go into the behind the 8-ball, and then right here, you're in the perfect position. Go around. You could do a normal helix, or you go around, whip rollover, and suddenly you're on the safe side, where the behind the 8-ball, well, the behind the 8-ball would normally land you on the bite side. So you can do that little extension to get yourself back on the safe side if you want to go immediately into like a scissor or something. It's a pretty cool versatile little combo, especially like I said, once you learn it, and you can throw it into so many different other things. But that's basically the combo. I don't really have a specific thing that I do afterwards. It's just kind of whatever, like I said. Anything that you want to fill in with it, you can do. That is pretty much up to you. But newer flippers, whip rollover. It's going to help you a lot in your flow. I think that's pretty much going to do it. Sorry for the shorter videos. We'll kind of discuss everything this weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.